Go.
Greetings, this is Tonya Poole, the author of The Magic of Self-Love, and I want to welcome you to Self-Care Week, August 1st through August 5th, and the Self-Care Challenge. I thank each and every one of you who have signed up to join me for this challenge, which is all about tapping into a greater, deeper level of self-care, which is actually a demonstration of self-love. So those of you who have signed up for the challenge and those of you who are just getting an opportunity to see this video just because you tuned in today, I want to thank you for joining me. Now, I did tell you all in your email earlier today, those of you who signed up for the challenge, that I would be doing a Facebook Live video. However, you can tell that this is not a Facebook Live video, had a little technical difficulties, but I still wanted to reach out to you and speak to you today via video. So I'm so glad that, that you're here to join me. So I'm just going to take a peek at my notes. Those of you who have joined the challenge, you know what today's affirmation is for the self-care challenge. And it is, if you could repeat it with me, my self-care is not a luxury, but it's an absolute necessity. And I'm going to repeat that. My self-care is not a luxury, but it's an absolute necessity. Now, one of the things that inspired me to create this challenge and the Self-Care Week is that there's been so much going on in the world around us. Anyone who has been watching the news lately, you've been probably inundated with a lot of negative press. You know, it's been a lot of hardship going on in our country, a lot of hardship going on in the world. And then on top of that, we're in an election year, so that's adding a lot more information that is not always the most positive or always the best. And so our brains get into information overload. And when that happens, it impacts our spiritual health, our physical health, our emotional and mental health. And a lot of times we don't even realize that that's happening. When we're feeling tired and burnt out and overwhelmed, we don't often attribute that or see the connection between how we're feeling and what we're taking in. So a lot of what we're taking in from day to day can be quite negative. And when we're feeling that burnt out feeling or that tiredness or that overwhelm, or a lot of people were saying, I'm just getting off of social media because I can't deal with the posts anymore, the negative posts. A lot of that is in direct connection to everything that we're taking in day by day. So, hi. I know I'm filming, but I'm still waving at people who are coming in the room. So, you wish you were here, don't you? So today's topic is the magic of self-care and how to use it. How to use it. What do I mean by how to use it? How to use that magical power. I call it a magical power. Basically, your self-care has the power to transform your life. But self-care is a direct connection to your state of self-love. And so your self-love is a state of being. It's not necessarily an action per se, but it's how you feel. It's how you feel about yourself. It's a state of being. Your self-love is a state of being. Your self-care is a demonstration of your self-love. And so today in our challenge, those of you who joined the challenge, you were challenged to step away. Step away from anything that was causing you mental anguish, physical, spiritual, emotional distress. It's okay to step away. It's okay to say no. It's okay to turn the television off, which I've asked some of you to do today. It's okay to step away from those social media posts that are not positive, or just radio, or anything that is feeding you, that is actually feeding on you. It's okay to step away from those things, because again, our affirmation is what? My self-care is not a luxury, but it's an absolute necessity. And it's a necessity because you need it to live. You need it, and not only you, but those who are around you, those who love you, your children, your husband, your wife, whoever, your church members, your religious, you know, wherever you attend, your spiritual connection, wherever you get your spiritual connection, those people are depending upon you being in a good place of self-love and self-care. And when you're not taking care of yourself, you can't give to anyone else. So today's challenge, today you were challenged to step away and really go within yourself and only take in those things that help to build you up. And I know this from personal experience because, and I talk about this in my book, The Magic of Self-Love, that there was a point, there's actually a chapter in the book called The Magic of Self-Care. And there was a point in my life when I was working full-time or almost full-time. I was going to school full-time. My mother was having a health challenge that required a lot of attention from me at that time, or at least, you know, it required a lot of emotional attention also on my part. And my daughter was having a health challenge, and I was going through a very difficult breakup, and that was all happening within the same year and a half. And so when you're going through those challenging moments in life, the thing that most of us do is we just hit the ground running. We just grind through it. We just press through it because we feel that there's no other choice in that moment. There's no other option. And so years later, I realized that I had developed a health condition that I realized was directly connected to that year and a half where I was not really taking care of myself and taking care of my own health. And so I ended up in the hospital and I had to have surgery, and it was just a lot. And I'm so thankful to still be here and to still be healthy and still be with you and everything. But it was quite challenging. And that was a direct connection to me not taking care of myself, me doing everything, being everywhere, helping everybody, can't stop, not getting enough sleep, not getting enough water. And so when we're not taking care of ourselves, I learned from personal experience that what happens is it becomes detrimental to us, and then we're no good to anyone. So today you were asked to step away from those things that drain you emotionally and drain you mentally and physically and spiritually, to step away from those things, and it's okay to say no. And I ask you that when you were in those moments where you felt guilty, if you will, for stepping away, that you were to repeat your affirmation, which is, I want to hear you repeat it, even though I can't hear you because you're on the camera. You're in the TV world and the YouTube world. But the affirmation today is, my self-care is not a luxury, but it's an absolute necessity. And self-care is so much deeper than getting your hair done and taking care of your, getting your manicure or pedicure and things like that. Sometimes it's just meditating. That's self-care. It's turning off the negative television shows or the news and things like that. That's self-care. Taking the time to learn more about something that you're interested in, that's self-care. You're caring for yourself. So that's all I want to talk about today. Those of you who have signed up for the challenge, some of you are already coming in now, but I look forward to seeing so many more of you tonight. And as the week goes on, you should have received an email from me about all the locations where we'll be this week. Tonight I'm talking about the magic of self-care and how to use it. Tomorrow night I have the amazing Yolanda Burgess, who will be talking about weight loss and how she lost an amazing amount of weight after having 3 babies, and she's gained more energy and vitality. On Wednesday I have Dewana Benjamin, who will be doing a Kemetic yoga class, which is awesome. And Kemetic is just another word for Egypt, so it's Egyptian style yoga. So she will be teaching that class in Winston-Salem. I'm so excited about that. On Thursday, we have Tamika Carter, who will be talking about how to use essential oils to heal yourself emotionally, to get into a state of emotional wellness. And on Friday, we have our self-care celebration. And I have a special treat for all of you who have signed up to join the challenge, who are able to meet me live on Friday night. So I look forward to seeing you then. And also, for those of you who have joined the challenge, you should have received my ebook, The Magic of Self-Care, 10 recipes for beauty and relaxation, 10 sensual recipes for beauty and relaxation. And tonight I ask you to make the milk and honey bath recipe that I included in that book as a part of your self-care regimen. So until we speak again, I'm wishing you peace and love, and we'll talk soon.